Why do you scream at me? Why do you think that it's free? It's not a choice made by me. Once we fall, soon you'll see. When I looked into your eyes, I can see we need to change our lives. Let me in, then we both win. But not knowing that you're killing me. This silence is building, tearing me fearfully. This silence is building, tearing me. I'm screaming.
Yeah, we'll just transition right there. Welcome to Canucks Guitars. I'm Ben, that's Trev, that's Terry, and we are remembering Jeff Beck on this evening. I forgot to deal with this during that. I was busy clicking on comments. That's what it was. So, yeah. Hi. Welcome. Let's turn the comments back on so I'm not looking at the background. That's fine. That's fine. Fine. Let's see. Who do we have in here? Who wants to do roll call so I can partake in lifestyle choices?
Me too. Terry, you go.
All right, I will try my best with names. First of all, welcome to all coming to Canucks with Guitars with said folks. We have Christopher Live Sawa, Michael Kraus, JP Page 2, Sassy Cat, Hip Metalworks, John DeShane, Ferd Burfel, Thomas Santiago, Mr. Anderson 59, James Hawkins, Guitar 1952. Extra hello to the 5150 show. Nice to see you over here. Paul McNary and the Cats. Let's see, who else here? Dennis Ellis, Ryan Hall, Billy Baloney, and many of you others that have showed up early.
Yeah.
Cool. Did we sing Thomas Santiago? Santiago. All right, there we go. Also, I'm waiting to see if he'll come in the chat because I got a text to do something. So, if in case he's watching on replay or I missed him in the chat, what's up, Andrew? Happy birthday to Mark Taft.
Oh,
Right on.
yes. Happy birthday, Mark.
Especially from Big Brother Milt. Just saying. And if we see him in the chat, we'll definitely, again. So, I don't know whose birthdays or when necessarily because I just wait for the face space to tell me. It's this guy's birthday today. Oh, cool. Christopher?
No, I did not, John.
That's true, Gary. What's up, Gary Junkie? Got some good tea. What's up, Bo?
Tea.
Yeah. Only my second cup. Been a busy day today. So I've been on the go all night pretty much. So yeah, we'll just wait for a few more people to come in before we'll do the topic of the day. But it is live Q&A, so if you got the Q's, we got the A's.
Oh, John.
Yeah, 38 people watching. Hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. It helps a fella out. Algorithms, promotions or so. I don't know. YouTube says, get people to do it. I'm like, all right, I'll see what I can do. How's the snow treating you, Terry?
No snow.
Keith H is asking.
Oh, Keith H.
Pretty mild today. It was below freezing, but the snow was kind of melting a bit. Or, I don't know, firming, condensing, regrouping for a concerted effort against me, I guess. I don't know.
I would say it was firming up. It definitely was warmer than what it had been the last two previous days, though.
Right?
past 2 previous days, I had to actually put the furnace up, and I was like, ugh, didn't like doing that. But
This is on right now.
yeah, I'm bearing with a little bit of extra cool.
Dang it! Forgot to buy a snow shovel today. That was on my list of things I forgot. Well, the big thing was we were instead of guitar safari, I was wheelchair safarying. So we were going around all the thrift stores there. I looked for a wheelchair for my father. So
Yeah.
I found one used wheelchair, and it looked a little. It fit my skinny ass, would not fit his less skinny ass. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, and wheelchairs can be rather pricey.
Yeah, that's why I was
I know.
looking used. First of all, you never know if you see one, right? Mazel.
Yeah.
Mainly need one because he has a doctor's appointment this Saturday, and good luck. Although we're not sure if that's going to happen or not, because we realized there's stairs leading in and out of the house, and Dad can't really do. He can barely do level, so I'm sure we could get him down the stairs and out to the van, Terry. Because gravity. But
Get them back in.
it's the
Well,
anti-gravity to get up the stairs.
Yeah, I was going to say you could always do like I had to do it for my mom, which was get her to sit on her walker when she was still able to.
Well, yeah,
Kind of
yeah.
roll in.
But there's 6 stairs to get into the house. So
yeah,
that's not
stairs
really
wise, that's a lot. That's definitely very difficult. No matter how much.
String of the day is a 6-shooter. 6-shooter.
Huh.
Not familiar.
Oofta. I bought that like Wednesday.
Oofta.
It's up to there.
Oh,
Jesus.
That's why I was like, oofta. Well, someone's been hanging out late night, keeping a fella up till the wee hours of the morning, like every day for the last, I don't know, since Friday. I'm not going to mention any names.
It's almost as if you were in a different time zone.
Hip Metal Works. I'm looking at you. No. I won't blame him. He's like, what'd I do?
Did he make it?
You're cool. And you keep me up at night.
Opinion?
So, anywho's in house. Yeah. But, that stuff was $10, so whatever. Lasts a week, it lasts a
Hey,
week,
Robert.
whatever. Robert Ramford in the house.
Here, Robert.
Michael Crost.
Welcome.
Need 2 people, exactly. Or at least,
Yeah.
if I'm one of the 2 people, that other person has to be really not broken. So why did my phone just act like it got something, but it didn't? It lit up. There's no indication. It just lit up. Just goes, hello.
Sometimes.
I mean, a worst case scenario.
You know what that means? Because that lit up without being touched, I'm going to get all the wheelchair banner ads. That's what that was. I know what that was.
I was gonna mention in that instance, you could depend on ambulance and get ambulance to come and move your dad.
Yeah.
I had to do that several times with my mom. Well, especially since my mom was 400 plus pounds, so definitely took quite a few of them.
Yeah.
But
Dad is not. Dad's actually lost quite a bit of weight in the last year.
yeah.
But still too much for me to handle, unfortunately. I'm weak.
Well, yeah.
And I guess this to a point. Anyways, got lots of healthcare stuff at Salvation Army and Goodwill stores in the past. Walkers, wheelchair, much more. Yeah, I gotta check the actual Sally Ann store. And I was going to hit the Habitat for Humanity store because they have a lot of odds and ends in there. So, and it's just over there. I wish I could go directly across, but there's a dang highway in the way. But it's basically right across, more or less.
You could always also call the places too. If you did.
Well, yeah, but that involves looking up phone numbers and making phone calls. And, I'd rather stop by, Terry, in case there happens to be a neglected piece of musical equipment that might also be there. Which is also why I've been checking the local pawn shops / Guitar Safari. Not that I can afford anything at the moment.
But yeah, a new wheelchair that would probably fit your father would probably be about $250.
There was a new push one on sale that also does a couture, which I'd like, because then it's mobile, right? It was on sale for $425. regularly 500. I was like,
wow.
Yeah.
The last time I looked for a wheelchair for my mom that was capable of up to 450 pounds and wide enough for her, it was probably...
That would have been handy, Ryan, but thanks anyways, yes.
Yeah, I think actually it was between... I think I seen one for 450, but I do think the majority of them I did see was like about 600, and it was
Thanks,
just like, holy crap. Who said it's cheap when to get sick and have bad health?
Picked up a couple of clocks. He wanted a couple of clocks.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Milt. Will do. Appreciate that, Mesa Guitar guy. Well, anything like that, I'd recommend use the PayPal link for anything like that, so Google doesn't take 30% off for a good cause. I don't care if you guys are just like, here, for the soda pop fun, Google, take your cut. I don't care, but something for Dad. Use the PayPal link if you have PayPal.
That's awesome, Bo.
That's awesome, Bo. Yeah.
Yeah.
But, I'll definitely check with Mark on that, Milt.
That's a good call. Legion's good for that.
Well, Milt's like smart and stuff. I'm just saying.
Also, check out the Salvation Army.
Yes. Yeah, somebody had mentioned that earlier, the Sully and Goodwill, which Valley Village is more or less Goodwill here. Like you don't see many actual Goodwill stores here, but I know they're affiliated with Goodwill, I believe, or something to that effect. Yeah, I was actually surprised the lack of stuff for that. Like I went to one little place my sister didn't want to go to. She, it's kind of a derelict part of town. And they have signs everywhere. Like, do not try on the clothes. Because I'm like, yeah, homeless people are walking in here wearing next to nothing, walking out wearing all the clothes, So I was like, okay, But they did have one, but it was a non-collapsible, and it was rather narrow. $75 though. Anyways, Jeff Beck. Yeah, let's talk about Jeff Beck. Hey, Boom. Nice. Jeff Beck. Whew. One of the GOATs, definitely.
Absolutely.
Mount Rushmore of guitar players, Trev. Like, if you had to pick, if we got to pick four, would it be like EVH, Beck, Hendrix, and then flavor of what you want,
Right. Personal taste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I was saying to the guys off air, obviously I always knew of Jeff Beck, but by the time I was exposed to Jeff Beck, he was well into his no pick, had kind of a mid-focused tone that I wasn't too keen on. It was very honky sounding, I was like, oof, I don't know, that's like really out of phase sounding, I'm not too sure on that. Thank you, Billy. I really appreciate that. Got a PayPal notification. And then I did the math, because I'm friends with him on Facebook, because it didn't come up as Billy Baloney. And anyways. So,
what? That's not his real name?
Honestly, my first exposure to Jeff Beck that I could think of was the music video for his single Ambitious. Which I remember the music video had a whole bunch of different people singing while he just stood there and played. And I'm like, okay. That and Rod Stewart's Infatuation. I was like, ooh, I like the guitar licks in this, right? Because he's just giving her with all the fills. But I didn't realize Jeff Beck necessarily. And then just a couple of weeks ago, I decided finally, let's get into the Jeff Beck group. And I'd heard some of the later stuff. I want to hear the early stuff with Rod Stewart and Ronnie Wood, and whoever played drums. And, it was so awesome. Because it was like Zeppelin, but with Rod Stewart singing and less frantic solo work. And just, oof. That's right. His real name is William Bologna. Epic. Hey, Keith Campbell sneak in here? I assume, because I see Zach saying hey to him.
I see him up there.
Yeah.
How's it going?
How's Doug in the chat?
apparently Guitar Man 45 has a Jeff Beck signature Stratocaster coming.
Nice.
Right.
And and ironically enough, I haven't been playing with a pick barely at all since Beck passed away. Not consciously, but I was getting more into finger picking again and stuff. And then I was hanging out off air with Trev one night and started picking on some stuff. And then we had a whole conversation on finger picking. Next thing I know, there's Hips finger picking and Trev's finger picking and I'm finger picking. And we're like, oh, nobody take a photo. This is not looking cool. We're flipping out here. And so it was interesting. A hell of a player, and I didn't realize. I was always like, I'm not really into Jeff Beck. He's doing the fusion thing. But then you realize everybody that you like instead of Jeff Beck are all influenced by Jeff Beck.
Right.
Yeah.
The 2 degrees of separation there.
Yeah. So, yeah.
To me,
First
I never
Jeff Beck
really...
albums are my favorites. Yeah, same here, Billy. Like those two, I was listening to like the entire albums quite a bit. So Terry, yes, as you were about to marking.
I was just gonna say, like, my knowledge of Jeff Beck. I mean, I only really honestly knew of him from the signature Stratocasters that they started introducing in the 80s or whatever that Fender did. And, like, meanwhile, I'd heard groups like the Yardbirds never put one and one together until I found out, and it was like, crap.
I think with that, too, honestly, the only hits by the Yardbirds that I remember hearing were the Clapton songs.
Yeah.
Like, same as I couldn't tell you a Jimmy Page Yardbird song. In which I don't even know if they recorded an album with Jimmy playing guitar, because he may have still been playing bass and Beck was playing guitar. And then... Beck quits. They continue the tour with Jimmy on guitar, but I don't know if there even was an album with Jimmy playing guitar necessarily recorded. So, yeah, I get that. Trev?
Yeah. Well, for me, I guess the first experiences would have been through the Rod Stewart thing. And I mean, he's kind of like one of those things too, like Lukather. I heard a lot more Lukather than I thought I did because
right.
Oh, the guy from Toto? No, he's a guy from a zillion songs.
Yeah,
he's one of those fellas that played with so many people that 2 degrees of separation. He was never in the regular rotation, but he's always regarded as one of the masters, right?
Yeah.
Michael Krause just mentioned "Heartful of Soul" may have been Beck. That I'm not sure. Maybe somebody else.
Yes, that was.
Confirm. Okay.
That was.
And Guitar Man 45 mentions, I remember trying to learn Freeway Jam back in 77. Oof. Okay. Yep.
Awesome. Yeah, I was just going to interject. I think here's how I think it broke down to me. Jimmy Page became more name known than Jeff Beck, but both of them basically were on the same level. Mm-hmm. I would say maybe Beck maybe a little bit more versatile than Page. But,
way more versatile, I'll say.
But someone who got
Page
more...
is pretty versatile, but Beck is, holy crap, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, in a sense, I think when we think about, the quote-unquote ultimate guitarist, which is someone who has the ability to play just about everything and anything, Beck is that guy compared to Jimmy Page. But...
Yeah, I think like both
Page's
guitar players, ironically enough,
got more known and more mainstream than Beck.
Like I'm just thinking, like I bet you, like both Page and Beck could sit down. Okay, there's a recording studio, Trev. There's a bunch of studios in the complex, and they're all recording different genre of music. They could sit in with any of those bands, whether it be rock, blues, country, even whatever, right? And to a certain extent. And both of them could do it, but I think Beck could do all of them a little bit better.
Yeah.
A little better at this, a little bit, maybe that's just style, a smoother style, so it seems that it's better because Jimmy's always had that kind of frantic style to him. I'm not sure. What's up, Blackjack Guitar? LRM Guitars there, Lucky Sevens. Good to see ya. Ryan Hall mentioned something. Yes, and we also lost one of the Bachmans, not Randy Bachman, Randy's brother. Oh my god. I've forgotten his name 15,000 times since he passed away as well.
Robbie, John says.
Yes. I was thinking Rob, but Robbie, yes.
Yeah.
And drummer, right? Drummer?
Yeah, drummer, yes.
Right. Hey, David. And yeah, we lost him as well as Robbie Knievel.
Yes. And Lisa Marie Presley.
It's been...
Robbie Knievel, though, that one's kind of like... No.
Yeah.
Well, he'd been battling cancer for a while, so apparently.
Mhm.
So, what's up, Charles?
Hey, Charles.
Finally put down the wet sanding block? Perfect. Thanks for doing it.
Just long enough to type back on there.
He flipped down the fabric top.
Or maybe he never stopped and he's using voice to text. I don't think so, because that's all like ats and such.
Yeah, it's pretty well.
Nice, Dave. Hey, off to Hawaii.
Vacation, Dave.
I now have a jealousy factor of 17 towards Dave. Yeah, it's right around the freezing mark here, but guess what? In Hawaii, it is not around the freezing mark. The only place that's around the freezing mark in Hawaii will be in my glass.
Right? In the walk-in cooler.
Yeah.
BC Rich says Lisa survived being married to MJ, so I thought that made her pretty much bulletproof. No, considering the very, very bad cocaine addiction she had, that kind of factored in a fair amount.
Certain genetic dispositions to things.
What's up, Unfucking Believable? I like those choices.
And
First
the
two are
broken
my
heart of
favorite.
a mother
First two,
who's
Jeff.
lost the son.
Yeah. That's just it. But
Again, if you're tuning in for the first time, please subscribe. Hit that like. Helps fellas out. Also, patrons. Let's give a shout out to the patrons.
My favorite part.
Oh, you are going now, Doug? That's back on? Okay. Let's see here. If you want to help support the channel, you get exclusive content as well as Zoom hangs with this fella. Whatever that's worth. I don't know. But you do. And so I give you a shout out too, because you don't have a toque next to your name in the chat. So shout out LRM Guitars, T Ricky, Guitar Man 45, Cousin Todd Flowers, Doug Strong, Randy Crooks, Mohogany, Fruitcake Tony, Blackjack Guitar, Keith H, Paul McNary, and the Cats. Other left, Ferd Burful, JP Page 2, John, ZD351, Brother Bent Tom, Jeff K, Grumpy Mike Guitar, Symmetry, Gear Junkie 35, Charles Green, who should be joining us on Wednesday, Unfucking Believable, and Dr. Fabric.
Right on.
Thank you for your continued support, each and every one of you. And we will be having fun. Yes, the next meeting of the inner circle of the Loyal Order Water Buffaloes will be 7 p.m. Wednesday this week. Not right here, because this is YouTube. But it'll be posted on the community tab of the YouTube channel, my YouTube channel, not the YouTube channel, or my YouTube channel, if you need to find it. Or if you're a patron, go to my Patreon page, and it'll be there. So, and that's where you get the secret password. Exactly. What's up, Rob Baker? So, yes. There's handshakes and passwords. And Charles Green just says, I'll be there. So, someone's lurking. Just saying.
Nice.
What's up, Charles? Speaking of which, I got to book Charles for another gig next month. We'll do something next month. I'll call you. Just realized he might just be listening, so I can't just mouth it. He's working. Okay. I figured as much.
Yeah, and another thing, too, in regards to Jeff Beck was, he is another prime example of another person who kind of showed all these people that said, oh, the Stratocaster tremolo vibrato is so unstable, it makes everything go out of tune. Well, you've seen some of the techniques he used with it. Didn't see his tuning go out of whack.
Yeah, he did. But he would always ride it to counteract. I can't, Terry. I can't. That's a lot. That's, oof, yeah. It's sort of like before Eddie had the locking system. He'd always be doing dive bombs to reset the strings on the original system. Yeah. Or how about, he's like, I'm not going to play with a pick anymore. I'm not going to bend notes with my left hand anymore. I'm just going to do it with the bar one way or the other.
Yeah.
Yeah. The stone cutters. Stone cutters. I like that too, PC Rich. Then we all get numbers. Oh, dear Lord.
Guitar Man 45. I don't have my buffalo hat yet.
Neither do I. Neither do I. It's on. See, it was in the budget for the month, but then a Gretch happened. Right. So, as much as I want a water buffalo hat, I want a Gretch more. Just saying. It's kind of why we do this, right? That's why we're all here. Guitars. Anywho, so that needs to find a home. You are such a diva. I just want to be seen, right? Right. All right. Well, have you figured out which apartment you're moving into? Well, figure it out. All right. Anyways,
I was going to say the cat.
No, the guitar.
Oh. That would have been funny if you did that and you're referring to the guitar and all of a sudden you hear meow.
All right, Josh, I guess that's a pretty darn good deal.
Oh,
what's louder, the pistol or the Gretch? Depends on the amp you plug it into.
Gun amplified.
Ooh, wait. What a giveaway. What are you talking about, iRock? I'm not giving away no Gretches.
What giveaway?
What giveaway? What? Rob Baker reports in, just ordered the EVH-78 Eruption. Looking forward to dive bombing back into tune. Nice.
Nice.
I watched a Greg Koch demo of one of those. He's like, why am I demoing this? And then he proceeded to do all kinds of really cool stuff on it. What was that weird metal nut, Becky? I used roller nuts for a while. I know that.
Yeah, he had the LSR nut.
All right. Josh, I believe you. Or do you trade the gun? Whoops. Can we say that word? Anyways, I just did. Trade, the handheld explosive device for 2 $600 Gretches. Aha.
Or one rather expensive one.
Or
So something like this.
Yes.
What's that? Roller nut?
That's
a roller nut.
the official Fender roller nut.
Yep.
Well, there we go. Probably. As designed by Jeff Beck. And you hear rumors, one way or the other, the Duncan JB. The JB stands for Jeff Beck.
Been some talk back and forth. I heard
I
Jeff
think
Bridge.
it does. I think it does. I think that's what it stands for. And I think it has something to do with the HH Telly that Seymour, traded on. He said, I love these pickups. All right, well, I remembered how I made them, and that's now the JB for Jeff Beck.
Yeah, I heard Jeff Beck. I've also heard Jazz Bridge too, like what Trevor was saying. But for the most part, I've always assumed it's Jeff Beck.
Yeah, it's Jeff Beck. Okay. I'm not going to read all that out because of YouTubeness, but sure, I get it. Did anyone see the new Fender lines with the gold foil pickups from the Gretch lines that were just released? Ooh. See, now what I'm taking away from that is Gretch now has gold foil pickups again. And not little humbuckers that look like gold foil pickups.
Oh, the new Gretch solid body. Yes, the new Gretch solid body has a gold foil style humbucker pickup in it.
Mason Guitar Guy says, I like the JB and always figured it was named for him. And I'm going to say yes. Let's go with that.
Always heard good things. Never tried one myself.
Yes, that is kind of the some of the news.
And then Eddie Fay mentioned the Fender LSR roller nut.
Yep.
Sure. Sure. I'll go with that. That sounds good. Charles just randomly saying yo to Mesa Guitar Guy because that's the way he rolls. These are all traditional Fender bodies with gold foils. Okay. Chicago Music Site. Okay. So.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure. Because honestly, I do want a Telly with gold foils in it, but because I already have a Telly with all the other flavors of pickups in them, so But beyond that, it's like last year. Let's do the Noventa series, which is fucking all 90s. So P90s and everything. Now it's gold foils and everything. Apparently, Fender has decided, Trev, we're only going to make 2 shapes of guitars, but we're going to offer it in 53 different flavors. Jeez. Enough, Fender.
Only 2 types of salad, but you can have any dressing you want.
Exactly, Charles. Mazel. Telly with Filtertrons is my favorite, Rob said. Well, see, now I have to get one.
I see 2 instruments so far.
Jazz bass is really odd looking, but one pickup in the middle like a P bass, but a single gold foil pickup. Yeah, that's just wrong, BC Rich. I don't like that. What I do like is the fact that Eddie Van Haskell has decided to grace us with his presence. Because I've just been stalling until now.
All right, now we can get started.
I would like to do me, Rob, and having another telly in my life, because honestly, Charles 75N's been on me for a while now. When are you getting another telly? I don't need another telly, Charles. I have 4 of them. When are you getting another telly? I don't need another telly, Charles. I have 4 of them. When are you getting another telly? Easy, Charles. Easy. What's up, Surfer B? But if Charles happens to locate a Filtertron-based Telecaster and happens to wrap some fabric on it before sending it to another fella for inspection and quality assurance, that's different. What's up, Dwight? Hitman? Cyborg Sasquatch was the latest release by the Hitman, Trev? Or Sasquatch, Cyborg, Cyborg, just those 2 words. I can't remember. We heard it. We heard it, Dwight.
I kind of was really digging that guitar, to be fair.
That too. Okay, thank you, Charles. He says the number of tellies you need equals the number you have plus 1. It's science. Okay.
Oh, there's math in there.
Well,
Makes sense.
Well, like I say, I do need... And Terry's like, at some point you're going to need a thin line, with or without wide range, and then one... If you get one without, then you need one with, just so you have both. I know. Keith H. says, the Kramer I got has 2 JBs, bridge and middle, no neck. Why the same pickup? Any special reason? No.
There, I have actually found one of the 2 guitars in question.
I see that. Oh, I see that too, BC Rich, because I'm looking at it right here. So, oh my eye. The block inlays do really tie it together, though, Terry. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all of a sudden, it went from. And as much as I don't like that finish, Trev, but with gold foils, it kind of works. Like,
yeah, well, that's just it, right? Matching the gold of the gold.
Shoreline gold, yeah, $1,400 hairs.
US.
Wow. US. Oh my, that's like $2,000.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly, Terry. That was the smart move of the evening. Oh man, now. Oh, come on, and Candy Apple Burst. Oh, come on.
Candy Apple Burst.
Which kind of looks like my signature burst, doesn't it?
Yeah, kind of.
Fender, first, hang on. Terry, this is 2 years in a row Fender's ripped me off.
You must be watching the show.
First they do the P90 telly, and now with the Mazel steal the paint. Because from behind, I'm just saying, from behind.
Yeah, it's actually mini. It looks like they're mini humbucker foil. Let's see what it says here. Pickups, gold foil mini humbucker.
Yeah.
Comes with deluxe gig bag. This might be a little bit more.
Nope, I like the other one more.
You like the other one more, do you?
Yep.
Then.
I've got several that are white and off-white. I only have one that has this finish, though.
Which is...
Ooh, color matching headstock, though. Ooh.
Yeah.
Hang on, go back to the other one. Did the other one have what the headstock looked like on the other one?
The other one, it's almost looks like a totally black kind of.
I kind of like that too, though. I don't have a black headstock, Telly.
Yeah. Yeah, actually on this, they should have bursted the headstock to make it match.
Okay, can we raise $1,200 US this evening?
Ebony fingerboard, ebony 12-inch radius, 21 medium jumbo.
Because it's been a week, Trev. It's been a week, right? It's been a week.
I know. Don't mind that
and
myself.
the neck is a 60s C shape.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, I can't read that. What? Wait, 12-inch radius?
Yes, 12-inch radius.
I'm not big on that.
Fingerboard.
Not big on that. Mahogany body. Yeah, no kidding. Mahogany body.
Mahogany
Trev?
body.
Yeah, I saw it.
I like Billy. Billy says we should sue Fender.
Probably, they probably registered it first. It's not necessarily who makes it first. It's who registers it.
Yeah, I mean, the solid black works, but
All right, so yeah, I need one of those.
I'd love the Jazzmaster, but I hate a Bigsby. So if it had like the regular Jazzmaster trim.
Well, see, now I don't have a Bigsby-based guitar, and I want to have one
yeah.
around. One of these is getting a doozy trim, that's for sure. Maybe we'll put one of those doozy trims on the Ivy. That's an idea. Of course, the trim that would be going onto it costs as much as what those guitars cost. I just doubled the value of this guitar, Trev, by bolting on this one simple part.
LRM says P90s would be a better fit. Well, you could probably swap.
I got that.
And they already make.
Okay, so Zach says just get one of those lottery tickets, Mazel. We try that. See how that works out. I was getting close, Rob. I might have been more than mid.
Exactly, Billy. Everybody wants a Bigsby until they have to change strings.
Right.
That's when you definitely invest in the long life.
Yeah, I was going to say that. I'd be putting the XTs on the Bigsby bass guitar.
$219.99 at Solo for a Bigsby B3 Vibrato kit, hollow body arch top. Chrome.
No, I don't want a Bigsby B3 kit. No,
B7?
That's invasive, Trev. The doozy trim, it just replaces your tailpiece.
Yeah.
On like a Les Paul. You just pull out the tailpiece and it goes in there, and it's like a trim bar inside the tailpiece itself, non-invasive.
Yeah. And you just string through it. And then
I'd say Mexican like, at that price guitar, man.
Yeah, and it's funny that you mentioned that trim kind of is very similar to the trim on the Mustang, Fender's Mustang.
See,
because it's a single bar.
Terry's talking because he does not want to look up fucking Duesenberg trim. No, because he's like, I'm not spelling Duesenberg. I'm like, come on. He's like, no. I'm like, come on.
They have 19 different flavors here. Let's see. You want me to put this on?
I got it here, Trev.
There's like a gazillion different flavors of trims.
Not stop cam. Present. There we go. Share screen. Chrome tab. There. Here you go, Trev. So this replaces your tailpiece.
Yep.
Right.
Ooh, $139 in stock at Cosmo, Terry.
Oh, wow.
And it's Solo.
Wow.
Same thing.
Same price at Solo?
Yeah. Duesenberg less trim too.
Cheap. That's really cheap. Wow.
Oh, I need this. Yep.
Yeah, and the good thing about that too is you're not totally destroying a guitar to put that trim on it.
You're not destroying a guitar at all, thankfully.
Yeah.
So yeah, I need one of them.
There you go.
Yes, Richard, that's correct.
That's true, LRM. They do kind of keep bankers' hours over at Solo. For such a big retail space.
Yeah.
You can just order it online, I guess, even if you're.
Well, there's tonight's garlic bread. Yeah.
Get to enjoy that again.
I did, actually. Yep, that was all the garlic. Rob Baker says, after Level and Crown, my Mim Strap plays better than my USA model. I believe you.
Mm-hmm.
I think my Mexican plays better because it's got more frets. Both my American ones are vintage. They have next to no fret left. It's pretty much just a silver Sharpie. That's the fret height. Maybe if you went over twice or 3 times. But.
Well, I mean, the other reality is too with what Rob Baker is saying is that all the Made in Mexico factory has newer tooling in it as well too. So of course, stuff coming out there would be a lot more crisper.
I wonder when the last time if they have they must have upgraded tooling by now, because otherwise the tooling in the Mexican plant would be upwards of 30 years old at this point.
Yeah,
that plant's been up and running damn near 30 years.
Yeah, because the Mexican plant, I think, was established around 86 or so.
No, I think it was 90s.
Or is it 90? Yeah, it's 96. Yeah, sorry. I'm confusing,
Mexico
mixing it up. Yeah, so it would be mid, late, because I think the first MIMs came into production to the public, I think.
Well, as of July of last year, it says 35 years of Fender Mexico. So you'd be right, Terry. I will stand corrected, because that would be, 87? Yeah. 87, really?
Yeah.
Huh. Yeah, there we go. Open May 6th, 1987.
Good year.
Now, I don't know if they started building guitars right away, or maybe they were a parts supplier initially. I don't know.
Like I said, as far as I know, the better Made in Mexico Strats that came out, or Mexican products, were 1998.
Yeah, I remember the late 90s is when I found out about them. And as far as the dealer said to me, and I trusted him because I've known the guy a long time, he's like, yeah, these are the exact same as Americans. They're just built in Mexico instead of the U.S. He's like, same wood, same hardware, same. At that time. So that's at that time. Now, I've heard at times they diverge from that, and then people are like, these aren't as good. And then they go back and then, brings up the quality again. And they're like, these are awesome. And then they start cheaping out, it fluctuates. Some could say that about any plant, even some U.S. stuff, the late 80s U.S. stuff. It's okay, but it wasn't the best of the best of the best,
Yeah, and I think probably what Fender did probably back initially in 87 was they probably moved some of their older...
Thank you, yes. And then they went basically at FSR since. Mr. Anderson 59 says the Fujigen E series ended in 87 when they opened the Mexican plant. And then pretty much ever since they've been doing just limited run stuff there for the most part. With the exception of like the Richie Kotzen signature model, for some reason, is a made in Japan. I don't know why, but it is. And I'd say somebody else had a signature guitar that was also made in Japan for some reason. I don't know.
Oh, I mean, there's been some Asian artists that have actually had MIJ signatures, of course.
Yeah, but no, I'm thinking like North American artists.
But
like
North American, as far as I know, I think it's only Kozen.
Let me think.
There might be one other artist that we can't think of.
That's what I'm... it's like one other person, but I can't think of who it was, so... Anyways. Yeah. Any other questions, folks?
Oh, I know. I just realized.
What?
Your buddy. Well, not your buddy, but one of your favorite people. Mascis.
Yes. It's not made in Japan. He does a Squire.
No.
Or is it made in Japan?
He has a Fender that was made in Japan. The problem was it had
He
issues.
did not have a Fender. He did not have a Fender. He always did Squire. They wouldn't do Fender with him.
No, there is one.
So that's why he always did the Squires. There's other guys that had both Squire and Fender versions of their signature stuff, but as I recall, Jay was strictly Squire.
He wanted, but there was a limited run. J Mascis, Jazz Masters. Yeah, right here. Fender Jazzmaster Rare J Mascis signature. MIJT serial from 2007 to 2010.
Interesting.
The problem was,
Yeah, Gary, Fender does do the dual humbucker telly out of Indonesia. Our friend Randy Crooks has one.
Yep.
I was looking at one. They have one in the Long and McQuaid. I went, there it is.
As I said, they only did them for 3 years because there is a defect in the setup.
Was the defect because the bridge is a different radius than the neck? Because that's not the defect. That's the way they all were.
Yeah, kinda. It was something.
See, that was Jay's fix for it, Trev, was to keep it in tune because the original bridge would flop back and forth. He just put a Tune-O-Matic bridge off a Les Paul on it. But a Les Paul has a 12-inch radius, and that guitar has a 9.5-inch radius. So two of your strings are going to be closer, but he did not care, because it's Jay Mascis and you're playing, just giving her. So he was not caring at all.
Could have fell a
I actually set up because a friend of mine bought one. He's like, "Oof, this is a little hard to sell." And I think now they do match it up more.
Yeah, the Squire version is matched up correctly, and
which I don't know how I feel about that.
At the end of the day, that's what he decided, was that he didn't want an expensive signature, like you said.
That's probably the one I was thinking of, Rob Baker. Ingwe had a made in Japan for a period of time, too. That's the one I was thinking of.
Yes.
Okay, and Billy confirming what Terry said. Fine, Billy. I know Billy knows his Jay Mascis stuff, too, so that's all. Plus, who doesn't love Jay? Jay's awesome. I'd mention him. I was surprised Aaron hasn't popped into the chat. You say Jay Mascis. Where's Aaron?
Yeah. That's about the extent of it that I know of for, North American artists that had a main Japan-produced instrument.
Yep.
Kozin also had a Strat that was also MIJ. Besides the telly.
Yes. Hey, Richard. They were promoting some of the J Mascis pickups a couple months ago, yeah. I just want that pick guard. That chrome pick guard thing. That was cool.
Yeah.
That purple sparkle telly with the chrome pick guard. I'm like, yes, please. Can I have all of that? There's nothing more badass than a purple sparkle telly. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I remember seeing they did, for a certain amount of time, you could get a limited edition telly deluxe body in that finish, and it was just back when I was really into the telly deluxe thing.
Oh, someone has to be, Terry.
True, right?
Had to do it. Somebody has to be. Sasscat reports installing aluminum Strat on Reverb. Oh, do not even get me started on Reverb listings. Trev just about puked himself laughing the other night when I looked at a couple. Oof.
Kid in the candy store.
Yeah, well, we started looking up Lados the other night, folks, and there's not a lot of them out there. Apparently, most of them are in North Carolina for some reason. Yeah, I think we found 4 or 6 listings, and half of them were in North Carolina. Not even the same place, Terry. 2 different places, 3 different places.
I was going to say not around Bo's place.
I don't think Bo has a Lato. Bo should have a Lato.
I was just going to say, watch him type into the chat. Let me check. Wait a sec.
Thinking of Bo, we saw a beautiful carven telly-shaped object, and then at the end of it says the guy's like, cut off the end of the pointy headstock.
Oh.
Yeah, he rounded it off.
Oh.
Yes, BC. Lato was in North Carolina. Oh, what was the one Lato? Oh, yeah.
But yeah, speaking along that, it's funny, like when we think about guitarists from our past and then we go and we start looking for them, like I said,
this was the piece de resistance.
Right?
Oh, the double neck. Ah.
That thing is crazy.
Almost looks like a puzzle piece, the body.
Yeah, that's epic. BC Rich is drooling right now. Oh yeah, there's the nice shot of the end, so you can see it's a pancake body too, 3-piece.
Wow,
so cool from the woodworking on that.
Right?
Yeah, the way
and the inlays. Yeah, you got all the inlays.
Wow. Damn. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and the headstock. The headstock that like blends into the wood it's sitting on.
I think there was a something about tuning the 12-string lower part.
Oh.
You need a tool for that.
Well, see, Lato was known as the BC Rich of the North. BC Rich. Do you want to guess what the price is on that, Terry?
$12K.
Jeez, Louis, 12.5. So, yeah.
Wow.
Just letting those guys know I'm looking at you, Mr. Anderson 59. It isn't, that one's in Chicago.
Wow.
At the North Side Buy and Sell. That is 45 minutes of tuning, Billy.
That much work and detail into that, I would definitely say, like, even the original price of that had to have been, like, probably, like, $6, maybe?
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. I
like
just
the one with the EMGs. The pointy headstock and the Floyd.
Yeah. With the big blemish in it. The guy's like, it's basically fine, except, Terry, it's got a chunk out of the finish on the front. Like, huge. Yeah, that one. There it is.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, it's basically fine. The rest of the guitar is clean, but oofda.
Yeah, you can't call that mint.
But he's got a price
or even near mint.
How much does he want for that one, Trev?
It says $13.98 Canadian, $154 shipping. Does it say where it's coming from? North Carolina.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, set neck.
Yeah, look at that carve. I love that carve. It's a neck through. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, Bo comments, now see, I don't have a double neck. Oh. I'm not saying you need that Lato. What's up, Dylan?
Hey, Dylan.
Chief of the Sick Tones over at Flipside Music. Who plays a Strat in C standard, Terry? Dylan does.
Yeah, that was kind of strange, but works.
Yeah. He was cranking on an E chord, Trev. I'm like, whoa, that's just okay.
Speaking of Flipside, they had an interesting post on their Instagram earlier today, which actually featured Dylan playing.
I saw that.
Some type of semi-hollow with a really big-ass Fender pick.
That was a big pick. Pick was like the size of a volleyball, Trev.
Yeah.
It was hilarious. It actually made those pics of Steve's look small.
What's up,
And
Doug?
some of those picks are big.
That'd be pretty.
Reminder,
hard.
Doug. Water Buffalo meeting this Wednesday, 7 p.m. Be there, or we're gonna make fun of you. Just saying.
Yeah.
Well, actually, even if you show up, we'll make fun of you. So, so
Speaking-
Richard, I'm smoking some 6-shooter tonight.
Well, Dylan's in the side chat. By the way, Dylan, what was that hollow body? I couldn't see the branding on it, but it looked nice. It looked like it had a nice finish on it.
I assume it was a Gretch. I think they're a Gretch dealer. So I'm just going to assume it's a Gretch.
Well, it kind of looked like an Epiphone. That's what I was saying. I couldn't tell. The headstock wasn't in the video enough.
Doug would expect nothing less. Good. Excellent.
Doug, a.k.a. the other Amanda.
We'll go for a while. Amanda, she, her.
Yeah, Amanda, she, her.
I don't know what kind of Zoom calls Doug's wife's on, but Amanda, she, her. Okay.
Yeah. Oh,
I do not. A vintage.
nice.
We like vintage guitars.
Indeed.
We are fans of vintage. Terry, do you currently? But you have owned a vintage, have you not? I don't know if you currently.
No,
own.
I've looked at them
Okay.
before in the past, though.
Maybe that's what I was saying. Maybe instead of thinking you got one, you messaged me about humming and hawing about one. Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah, and I mean, quite honestly, the Harley Bentons are very close to a vintage, maybe just like a tier down from one.
I don't know.
They almost
I've only
look like
played
they're
one Harley
produced
Benton.
out of the same factory.
I played a Harley Benton once, and that was a lot of lifestyle choices ago.
Tried one I didn't like.
Nice. I'll grab my vintage because, Mazel, since we're talking about vintage.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's why we have them, Trev. We don't have them to play. We just have them to show off on YouTube.
That's right.
Vintage is definitely one of those brands that, they don't get the recognition that they should.
I know, that's a sweet guitar.
Yeah.
And they have LP styles like that too. Or, well, Gibson style instruments.
thing is, the neck feels really nice. There is a finish, but it's like a satin finish, so not too bad. And they roll the fretboard edges nicely, just the right amount. Not too bad. They relic everything but the frets. Why don't they ever relic the frets, Terry? Shouldn't the frets be all rusty if everything else is rusty?
Probably a tuning.
Scratchy
issue
pots.
or
They never have
tuning
scratchy
stability.
pots.
Yeah.
Hardware looks like it's been dipped in Coca-Cola for a year and a half, but pots aren't scratchy.
Hey, Scott.
What's up, Scott? He's pulling a Pete Thorne. I'm here, but I'm not here. Be right back. Coffee.
You're gonna go get coffee.
Oh, there you go. Dylan says agreed. The vintage 335 style guitars are awesome for the money. Well, he says all of them are, but I like that model.
I was going up there. That's where it was. Anyways, yeah, there's vintage. Vintage. Icon. V6 model.
That's
I couldn't afford a V8. I had to settle on the V6. Better fuel mileage. You can go longer between string changes, Trev, because it's only a V6 instead of V8.
Right.
Honest.
See, with the smaller engine, you're leaning on it more. With the bigger engine, you just and bop when you need it. Yeah, the little small engine, you got to have your foot into it all the time just to get down the road. That's just me, though.
The trim isn't perfect. It's not bad, but I think I need to lubricate stuff, possibly.
Mm-hmm.
Forgot.
Not soft.
Ivy does Lodo guitar. Yeah, well, we got one of them there too. That's an Ivy. Ironically enough, named Ivy.
Yeet.
I don't know if this one's been named yet. I don't think so. Since I said this one.
Right.
Possibly Robin, because it's kind of a Robin's egg color.
Yeah.
Rockin' Robin. I don't know. For the Bush series. Exactly, Keith. For the Bush series. It's a second tier guitar. It's a second tier guitar, Keith. Say it. You know, cup level, you're running your American Strat. This is your Bush series. 3 people in the chat of 56 are laughing.
I believe there are vintage dealers in Canada, Doug. I just can't think of them offhand.
Well, clearly there are, Terry. I own one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Vintage. Does Long and McQuaid sell them? I assume Flipside does.
Like, I think one of the lower, one of the more unknown.
Music City, Canada. Never heard of them.
Yes, that's who it is.
Fairly Carter Vintage. No, that's vintage guitars. All right. Paul's Boutique. No, that's actual vintage guitars. Oh, we don't want actual vintage.
London Guitars in London, Ontario.
I wonder if they have dealers on the Vintage Guitars website. Sometimes they do that. Where to buy? That's what I'm curious on. Oh, wow. That's, No. Why did you just zoom into all of North America? Can I filter by country? Probably not.
Should be.
All right, I am now looking. I see no place in Southern Ontario. Oh, it's, okay. So apparently the website only does U.S. Wait, international website. There, let's click on that. Now what happens?
Dum, dum, dum.
No, that takes me to the UK site. I don't. Oh, come on. Oh, I like your product. Don't care for your interfaces. All right. Let's try this again. What? Now? I'm stuck. How? Vintage Guitars US. Built in the UK. No, they're not. They're designed in the UK.
Apparently my music store carries them. Junction Guitars, Vintage Center in Barrie, Tundra. There is an original name for a musical instrument store. Mother of All Guitar Shop.
I kind of want to go.
Yeah, they're only showing Americans on the map for some reason. That does not help a fella. Juneau, Alaska, apparently. I was like, oh, there's a spot up north. So...
Oh. I think, yeah.
Anyway, apparently you can get them somewhere in Canada, whoever asked. I don't know. Good luck searching on it. Or just ask Terry, because apparently he can find these places. I don't know. I don't know.
I'm the sleuth.
All right.
But
Yamaha
yeah,
does put out some good guitars. Those that are saying that.
But there are dealers in Canada.
Dennis also has an IV as well. Interesting. Okay. Which one do you have, Dennis? Just curious. Is it like that one? The semi-hollow? Just curious.
Yeah, that one there, I spied on Amazon. It's about $350.
Yep.
And like I said, somebody commented saying that they do limited runs on them. So
it's pretty stable.
Yep.
Like, I don't know how hard I've been really digging in because I'm doing a lot of finger picking, but once I tuned it up the other night, Trev, it's been in tune ever since, right?
Yeah.
It sounded fine.
That's about the only thing that I've that I've read in the comments section under that one is that the most maybe one has ever needed is like maybe a fret polish. Like
Yeah,
a
maybe.
light fret job.
Yeah, but and even then, that's an atmosphere thing, right?
Yeah.
As much as anything else, that's just sitting in a container going around the world. A bunch of stuff, Scott. No, I don't know. I'm just kind of winging it at this point. Doug Strong loves relics, right? Because you don't care if you bash it into something. What are you gonna do? Relic it more?
Yeah,
Once
exactly.
she scratched. Go a little bit longer here, folks.
Oh, the new amp train's rolling up.
New amp train. We'll see. We'll see. Because if you get anything other than amp, you owe somebody $20.
Oh, Scott answered me. It was an Echoplex he posted. Oh, wow.
Nice.
Yeah, that he was working on.
Good idea, Rob Baker. Just go for something that's already got bashes on it and stuff. So. Keith, I'm find a Canadian music store. Yeah, we're trying to find a Canadian dealer for vintage guitars, which I don't know. You can go up to visit Terry. He'll take you to a place. That's all I can recommend. That's all I got.
I was just gonna say, hey, there's something that Loblaws is missing out on. The real Canadian music store.
Oh, God. You sell nothing but Godins. Okay.
Godin and Trainer.
No, just Godins. The Prestige. We have the Prestige from the West Coast, eh? I don't know why they all have broken French Canadian accents, Trev, but they do. That's a requisite. The uniforms are all wearing plaid and toques, and
Beaver branded acoustics.
Yeah. You bring in something cool to trade the qu'est-ce que fuck, Hey, Louis Tabernacle. Oh, okay.
Gibson, no. Godin.
Yeah. You carry Gibson? Go down. No, Gibson. Go down. No, Gibson. Go down.
Oh my god, that would be so hilarious.
Yeah. Do you carry pedals? Yes. MXR? Empress? No. How about Boss? Empress? You carry amps? Yes. You got Marshalls? Rev. No, Marshall. Rev. All right. You got a Vox? Rev.
Trainer? Trainer? Marshall.
Only
Trainer?
used. Only used.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tabernacle Jock in the back. Yeah, where do you want these new guitars? Just line them up all side by each. We take care of them later. Okay. So yeah, just wait for that store to start. I've heard of them. I think they were one of Dennis Ellis' brothers' music. I think they were one of the ones that came up in the reverb feeds the other night, Trev, of cool stuff we were checking out. I will say Concord, North Carolina has the shittiest music store I've ever been in.
Actually.
No, Terry, the most expensive guitar was under $500. And they had over a dozen guitars in stock. Most of the guitars were Epiphone SLs. Most of the guitars were Epiphone SLs. The best guitar was an Epiphone Les Paul Standard, one of which at $489 US at that time. on that note, I think we'll probably call things because I gotta get up. To be honest with you, I gotta move around. And always a pleasure, always fun. Thank you again, Billy, going towards Dad's wheelchair. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Excuse me. Apparently, I got a tickle in my throat. Great, because I'm ticklish. Perfect. That's been Trev, Terry, Scott. It's okay. You can catch the replay. It's okay.
Some good stuff in there.
There is. I bet you, if you watch the valuable stuff, that's only 3.5 minutes. So I don't know. You got a soda pop tasting coming out. Stewart's root beer. Stewart's old fashioned Stewart's root beer. I don't know. Anyways, yep. You've been used, Sassy Cat. Exactly. Yeah, and then I think if I have time to finish something great, we could have a demo coming out this week. Also, yeah, Water Buffalo meeting for Pembers and Matrons. Yep. All of them. All y'all. Wednesday. Hey, always a pleasure, Dylan. And check out Flipside Music. YouTube live every Thursday at 6 Eastern. And then it's like 4 Mountain. Do I know anybody that lives in Mountain time zone? Dylan. I know Dylan. So, do I know anybody that doesn't work at Flipside that lives in the Mountain?
Doesn't Arizona flip back and forth because they don't change their clocks?
They just stay the same. So sometimes they're Mountain, sometimes they're Pacific. Sure. So on that note, hold those doors open. Let Charles in ahead of you in traffic because he's off to buy fabric.
Yeah, I don't have.
Yep. Ryan Hall is real. We've seen him. And if you're a channel member or a patron, you can see him too on Wednesday. Charles Green will be there. Just saying. Yeah, Charles is 75. All the Charleses will be there. So, yeah. Hobo Roadie, sup? And, so be good to each other and don't litter.
Why do you scream at me? Why do you think that it's free? It's not a choice made by me. Once will fall soon.